Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Da Mafia Live. I am live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5:15 p.m. EST every single day for the most part, with the occasional Saturdays I take off because, damn, your boy need a break every now and again. But let me tell you what, I am in full villain mode, folks. I'm pretty sure that I have pissed off about 70% of the fan base of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I love it. And I am not apologizing to anybody. Listen, if I don't have oh my God, man, listen, I need every single one of them to hate me by the time that this weekend is over with. All right. And it's all going to be a cherry on top if, of course, the Buffalo Bills can defeat them in Buffalo. So today, the entire goal of this stream is that I want to plan a path for the Buffalo Bills to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. So we are going to be breaking down the advanced analytics of Patrick Mahomes. We're going to be breaking down the advanced analytics of their offense and defense by themselves, down to the nitty gritty, all the way down to the trenches, right into the injury reports, the entire nine. And as many of you guys know, I like including my chat in these overall conversations. So it's not just me carving a path to victory for the Buffalo Bills. It is largely also due to what everybody in the chat ends up suggesting so that we can come to a conclusion together. But make no mistake, I feel like everybody watching right now is of the belief and needs the Buffalo Bills to punch the Kansas City Chiefs in the mouth, man. Listen, I know all of us want to watch the game on Sunday, all right? I feel like all of us want to see a game where we just go out and we perform that a Christmas Story scene where little Ralphie finally ends up just beating the shit out of the bully, bro. We want 35-3. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, Flicks, don't clip that. But it's going to be close like it always is. This is a very competitive matchup each and every single time, as I have been alluding to for the past couple of weeks. Past couple of matchups for the Buffalo Bills have not been decided by more than a touchdown, folks. So this game is gritty. This game is difficult. But at the end of the day, oh, man, I really hope that we make this happen. Dan, you went a little crazy on Twitter this week. Oh, absolutely, man. My goal is to create as many enemies as humanly possible. Folks, let me tell you what, guys. This is powered by BetUS. BetUS is the #1 sports book on the face of the planet when it comes into practically everything sports betting. And guess what? The odds have not changed for the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. We go ahead, we scroll down real fast, and we will see that the Buffalo Bills are -1 favorites. Now, one thing that I will say, 9 times out of 10, when you see -1 favorites, home team almost always gets 3 points, meaning that this game is literally going to be decided by a razor-thin margin. That's at least what Vegas, that's at least what the sports books are assuming. So -1, I wouldn't even technically consider that to be a favorite. I think it's about as dead even as humanly possible. But guys, with BetUS, they are currently matching 150% of your first deposit, and that is all the way up to $2,000. As long as you use code YouTube150, you get that nice little promo, and then they also end up matching 125% of your second and your third deposits. Just go to their website, utilize code YouTube150. You do not want to miss it, baby. You do not want to miss it. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Kansas City Chiefs injury report so we can get a good understanding of what players may or may not be out there. A lot of players on the IR, but let me show a little bit of love to the chat first off. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Flick Shorts just came in. It says, be careful, Dan. He loves to clip people when they are wrong, but thank God your boy is never wrong. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm wrong quite a bit. Richie Fresh, you got me running through drywall this week, bro. Listen, man, sometimes you got to be the villain. Sometimes you got to be the villain, and that's what I intend on being. Flick Shorts, nah, buddy, I'm going to clip you out of context. That's unfair. That is unfair. I did not say that, all right? Fake news. Fake news. I'm just kidding. Anyway, LJ Jr. Dan, not sure what I did to piss off TD, but he removed me from a mod. I don't know. Yeah, that is certainly weird. Are you sure that it was him, or was it one of his other mods, perhaps? I'm not necessarily sure. We have a resident Ravens fan in the chat, and he's predicting Bills by 20. I would absolutely love that. I would absolutely love that, man. Trust me, we have been through so much pain from that damn organization in the Kansas City Chiefs. And I understand that we beat them in the regular season for the past 3 times. That is all well and good. But I want both. I'm sure if you guys were watching my content last week and even into this week, you have heard me say again and again and again that I wouldn't mind losing so that we would have our turn of winning the matchup in the playoffs. Problem is that as this game inches closer and the more 13-year-old mouth breathers that send me DMs sitting there calling me a moron and an idiot, I want this game to be a blowout by like 30, 40 points. That's what I want, baby. I want to send those iPad kids crying to their mommies in their Patrick Mahomes jerseys, baby. That's what I'm doing. So I have completely shifted my energy, and I want an absolute ass beating. All right. I'm not saying that I am predicting it, but I want a fucking ass beating. Like, I want an absolute embarrassment. I want the national media to go on a campaign for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday saying, oh, maybe the Chiefs just weren't playing a solid team all season. Maybe that is the case, right? Like, I want an absolute hit piece on the Kansas City Chiefs Monday through Wednesday being like, they just got annihilated by the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are the cream of the crop. My energy has completely shifted for the past couple of weeks, and that's where I will stay. Now, is that going to happen? I hope so, but more than likely not, because these teams are always super competitive. All right, Richie Fresh, not sure how to feel if we win. We all know playoffs are what matters. No bones about it. If Baker can go to Kansas City without Evans and Godwin and take Kansas City to overtime, dumping it off to running backs and tight ends, then you have to think JA-17 can roll against this team regardless of who he has. Listen, definitely don't sleep on Baker Mayfield. He has been playing incredible football this year, but that appears to be the game plan against the Kansas City Chiefs defense. We started looking at it yesterday, and we're going to take a way more in-depth approach as this episode progresses. But solid run defense over in Kansas City. The problem is that not too many superstars when it comes into coverage outside of Trent McDuffie, who is one of my favorite DBs in the league. He's very good. But yeah, dude, swing passes, running backs, tight ends, Dawson Knox, we're going to need you, brother. We are going to need you, my friend. Step on up, make it happen. That's what I'm talking about. Their defensive coordinator is going to call another timeout after an Allen masterclass drive, and the refs will give it to them. We have Brandon is coming in saying, everyone after the draft trade, oh my God, now the Chiefs will be unbeatable. Week 10 into the season, the Chiefs are currently undefeated. This is basically where it plays out. Oh, now the Chiefs will be unbeatable week 10 into the season. The Chiefs are currently undefeated at this point. I was looking at that trade from Xavier Worthy and then also with Keon Coleman, and I ended up looking at it. And so far you have Keon Coleman, who is, I would say, having a better season than Xavier Worthy as far as production, right? He is. Like, he's playing very well. He's a hell of a lot more important to the team. He's more of like a piece right to this Buffalo Bills squad. And then we also ended up turning that into Cedric Van Pran. And we also ended up turning that trade into Dwayne Carter, who I know that we missed tremendously. And then we also ended up getting Tylen Grable, who is absolutely being a stud in training camp by itself. So I definitely don't think that there was a specific winner or loser of that trade. Chiefs had their hands full with the Raiders and the Broncos. Bills by 10. Factual channel saying Cooper better be playing. Certainly hope that that's the case. And do you think the problem this game might be the Bills getting outcoached as we often do? Jack, let me tell you something. I think when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and you look at the Buffalo Bills, I think that they're about as even as possible when it comes into personnel at any given year. The issue here is that all of the losses and all of the wins are solely determined by coaching. And the Chiefs always have the upper hand because they just have a better coach. They have the best coach in the NFL. It all comes down into coaching. So we need Sean McDermott on his P's and fucking Q's, bro. That's what we need. This game will be determined by how Sean McDermott plans on leading from a coaching perspective. That's basically how it all kind of plays out. Brandon Hollum, worthy pickup by the Chiefs, has been fairly underwhelming so far. Totally agree there. Bills really need to beat the Chiefs because it's a way to prove these fools, TD and Richie, that they are the team to beat. I could care less what they think. The Buffalo Bills are not going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Just letting you know that. Connor, I'm really not sure if like you have like multiple personality disorder or if like you're a 15-year-old kid and you have like 6 people typing comments at one point. But bro, like one day he's like Josh Allen's the best. He's going to win by 30. Next he says Patrick Mahomes sucks. And now he's saying, and the Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. Just letting you know that. I'm going to go with the latter. And so like, I just picture like me being in like middle school or something like that, like with all my buddies. And like, we're sitting there just taking turns trolling, be like, oh, it's my turn to type. It's my turn to type. In fact, I'm actually convinced that this is your dad's profile. And like, you're just hopping on here watching a little bit of YouTube and you're just like, oh, dude, yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's just go on ahead and act like we have multiple personality disorder. But in all reality, we have a lot. In fact, I think Connor is a part of the Milkyverse. That's what I think. LJ, as long as we don't run a fake punt to Hamlet again, we will be fine. That is something that's very difficult to forgive at this point. Trendy Astro is saying our linebackers are going to be the key to beat Kansas City if we could cover the middle of the field. And listen, I think Dorian Williams has been playing very well. I think Dorian Williams has been playing so well that it might cost Matt Milano his job next year. I've said that take. Some people hate me for saying it, but I stand pat. Have Bernard, have Taron Johnson, who is, in my opinion, the best slot corner in the NFL. I don't think that's a crazy take to make. I honestly think Taron Johnson is the best slot corner in the NFL. So I trust that coverage scheme, right? Whether or not that you want to put him on Travis Kelce, I'm fine with Bernard being on Kelce because we didn't see that in the playoffs. We had A.J. Klein. So we had A.J. Klein coming into it at the end of the day. We had Connor. I'm 21. You know someone's lying about their age when they specifically say 21. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone says 21, you know they're lying. Like back in the day, like when I had a fake ID and I was buying booze from the local gas station, somebody would ask me, hey, how old are you, kid? Oh, I'm 21. Total lie. If you're going to lie, make it more believable. Say like 23, like 23, 24, like 22, something along those lines. Easiest way to lie about that. I love that. Advice for you, my friend, okay? Because like once your big brother ends up giving you a fake ID eventually, man, don't choose 21. I'm not suggesting you do that, all right? I'm not suggesting you do that. Anyway, that's illegal, my friend. Benford will lock down Hopkins as he did against Tennessee. When it comes into this team, because I see Glenn in here, he crawled out of his hole of misery and shame because they won a fluke game against the LA Rams. Glenn, this team has the #1 turnover differential in the NFL. We take the football away. We are a rock-solid red zone defense, and we only end up struggling against the run on early downs. We are a better run defense on 3rd and 1 than we are on 1st and 10 and 2nd and 6. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That the Buffalo Bills are currently 2nd in the league for turnovers. We're 19, and the Vikings are sitting at 20. We are locked down in the red zone. We are absolutely incredible in 3rd and short situations. And the only issues that we specifically have are on early downs, 1st and 2nd. So what that tells you is that this team is incredible. And yes, I like the Chiefs defense, but they're not good in coverage. Not good in coverage whatsoever. And we're about to understand that here in a second when we start diving deep into the numbers. Solid run defense, though. So if, for example, a lot of us are hoping that James Cook and Ray Davis are going to have a game, I really don't think that's going to be the case. I do think Josh Allen will be able to have a lot of success with his own legs. I do think that James Cook and Ray Davis will have success with swing passes. That's me. That's me. Right in the middle of the field, it's going to be cooked. It's going to be cooked. We will win by a Bass Redemption field goal from 59. Amari needs the play. Go Bills. Just found out my dad played with Rob Gronkowski's uncle, Glenn Gronkowski. Absolutely insane. Just to make sure, but do the Bills have a bye after the game? Look at the Bills' defensive numbers. Bills' defense is average at best. Listen, dude, Glenn loves the box score. He loves box score stats. Tua actually led the league in passing yards last year. How'd that work out for you? How'd that work out for you? Listen, defenses specifically have plans. What do they prioritize? What the Buffalo Bills prioritize is making sure that we're locked down in the red zone, in which that we are, and then also we end up taking the ball away. We have ball hawks out there. We have one of the best corners in the NFL, and Christian Benford. No one's talking about it, but I'm going to start literally throwing that out there from the first place. This Buffalo Bills defense obviously is going to let some big plays from Patrick Mahomes because he is Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. There's no questions about it. There's no questions about it. So we can make that happen. We have Connor. He is correcting. Now he's 22 years old. He took my advice. Listen, man, you know what? Look at that, man. I'm going to take you under my wing. Okay? And so I might need to hire my middle school cousin to rough you up a little bit. But, I mean, outside of that, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That's also illegal. I would for Bass to redeem himself and make a game-winning field goal on Sunday, but I just don't want this game to come down to a field goal. Chiefs will use this dark magic again. They certainly will. Guys, 262 of you in the chat, 178 of you on YouTube, 84 of you on X. Guys, do me a favor, roll call in the chat right now. Let me know where you were tuning in from. Always curious to see how far Bills Mafia truly extends. All right, just go on ahead, roll out. Let me know where you're tuning in from, what team you're currently representing. Let's make it happen. Great minds think alike. They certainly do. Tuned in from One Bills Drive. We have Khalil Shakir in the chat, absolutely rocking it. London, England, as always. I've always wanted to go to London. In fact, the next time the Buffalo Bills are in London, I am going. Absolutely no excuse. Rochester, New York. We have South Carolina. What up, dude? How you doing? Boston is in the chat. DTN. Ansley from Georgia. Long Island, New York. We have Mafia for Life is coming out of the 907 on Monday when I was eating CC Pizza during your live. It was fire. I definitely got to run it back. Shout out CC Pizza, man. Listen, I had a birthday party there when I was 7 years old. It was beautiful. St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to my guy, Caleb. What's going on, man? Hope all is well. Tuned in from Rough Buff. Look at that. Buffalo in the house. The refs and their dark magic. We have Buffalo, New York. We have downtown Buffalo. Let's go, baby. We got Utah in the chat. Henry, what is going on, man? Botanical Gardens, Lackawanna. What's going on, my friend? I'm not sure if you're working there or if you're just there strolling on this beautiful day, looking at all the nature surrounding us. We have some Buffalo Bills football to talk about today. We have Lockport, New York. I am a Buffalo Bills fan, but I hate the Kansas City Chiefs. Hector. Dan, how you doing, man? How you doing? Rhode Island is in the chat. I went to the Jags game in London last season. It was absolutely awesome. I just want to go there and go bar hopping, bro, or pub hopping, as they say. Man, you Europeans know how to fucking throw them back, dude. I would love to get blackout with my boy Alexander somewhere in downtown London. I feel like that would be a journey. As long as we were injury-free, we are best in the AFC all day. This is the year. Let's make it happen. Go Bills, Riverside in Buffalo. Sweden, my guy William. For the longest time, I was making the mistake of saying he was from Switzerland. Sincerest apologies. I will never forget again. William, Sweden, also a beautiful country that is on a list where I need to go. My friend H-Town, how you doing? And the only place I've been to in Europe was Ireland. It's the motherland, all right? Surprise, surprise. Oh, my God, Dan's Irish? Yeah, none of you would have guessed that. That was an absolute ball, my friend. If you want to talk about people that can throw them back, all right, throw back some beers, it's Ireland, baby. Make it happen. Go Department of Corrections. Joshua Harris, how you doing? We went from hating the Patriots to hating the Chiefs. It's how it works out. Khalil, that slice you're holding in the Picasso's commercial looks cold as ice. No bounce. Hey, man, listen, shout out to Picasso's Pizza. Best pizza in Buffalo, New York. UB alum from Plainfield, New Jersey. Appreciate a DF forever. Joshua Harris, go Department of Corrections. Walter, I'm tuned in from Buffalo, living in Jacksonville, Florida. Go Bills. Absolutely beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. You have to love it. KC24. We have Joshua Otto. Yo, what's up, Dan? How you doing, bro? Hope all is well. Chiefs versus Bills is going to be a fun game, and I think the Bills will win this game. We have Alexander rolling on in real fast. This is an objective opinion, ladies and gentlemen, so I like that. I honestly feel like all of America is rooting for the Buffalo Bills this week. I feel like all of America is, outside, of course, of the Kansas state limits or Kansas City city limits. Let's go ahead and check that out. We have Khalil Shakir. I was stress eating Picasso's Pizza during the Texans game. We have Risley Bear. Buffalo wins 27-24. Is Amari out? Nicholas is coming in. First official injury report should be released later this afternoon. So, something to consider there. But anyway, folks, let's go on ahead and dive in to this overall preview and prediction. All right. So first, what I want to take a look at is the injury report for the Kansas City Chiefs. What exactly are we anticipating, right? And here's something that I think that should resonate with Bills fans, right? I feel like as I scroll through this injury report for the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like this should tell us one thing and one thing only. There are zero excuses. There are absolutely zero excuses when it comes into injuries because the Chiefs are absolutely destroyed. How many players are sitting on IR right now? They have Hollywood Brown. He's out until January 5th. Hayek, wide receivers, out until February 10th. Have an offensive guard out until February 10th. Sky Moore won't be coming back until November 24th. He was on the IR. But you do have Isaiah Pacheco, and you do have this defensive end right here, just ended up getting activated from the IR. Now, typically when both of these players are activated, a 21-day practice window is open, right? Meaning that you need to activate them within 21 days. If I'm a gambling man, all right, I could be wrong, I could be correct, but I'm leaning toward I'm going to be correct here. I think the way that Kareem Hunt has been running the football for Kansas City, I think that they are going to wait to put out Isaiah Pacheco until about week 12. That is my best guess because obviously they want him to ramp up. Why would you rush back a running back when obviously Kareem Hunt is out there just doing his thing in the first place? I think that they're going to wait for Isaiah Pacheco to come out until after the Buffalo Bills game. That is my best guess. This guy, interesting. He was also activated. He could potentially be out, but at a limited capacity. Perhaps. Where's my damn Zin, brother? I need a damn Zinachino. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So with this guy right here, he could potentially be activated, but on a pitch count if I was a gambling man from there. So we could have Charles potentially being out there for like 10, 20% of the snaps on like very important downs. But Isaiah Pacheco, have a gut feeling that they are going to sort of extend that 21-day practice window. That needs to happen prior to it. We already have Pacheco isn't playing. All right, perfect. Well, my assumption was correct. Look at that. And then afterwards, as far as who is questionable at this point, we have Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver, leg hamstring. He is questionable. I think that he likely will play if I was betting. And so the only problem with Central London is so the price of beer, it is absolutely skyrocketed, man. 7-8 pound pints are the norm. That is absolutely insane. That's like New York City prices right there. Absolutely nuts when it comes into it. Where's the cheap beer in England, bro? We got to go there. That's where we got to go. I feel like that's where we got to go. 307 of you in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. 198 of you watching on YouTube, 110 of you on X. Guys, I want to remind everybody that I am giving away this Josh Allen rookie card. All right. I'm super excited to give this away to one of you. If you want to be a part of my contest, I have a bunch of signed memorabilia. In fact, look at this. Wait, where's that one thing that was that? There it is. Look at this. Like, I'm giving away so many things this year, right? Like, I have a Christian Benford jersey signed that I'm giving away, a Taron Johnson jersey, a Gregory Rousseau signed jersey. And then, oh, this one's not even wrapped, bro. I got to be careful about this one. Hold up. I'm trying to surprise y'all real fast. Oh, my God. All right, you ready for this one? You ready for this one, folks? How about a signed Keon Coleman jersey as well? I know. Listen, please keep it in your pants, folks. Please keep it in your pants. That'll be a giveaway for later. But this is basically where we're at right now. Oh, man. I am going. Here, hold up. I'm going to put this up right here. Where do I put this? There you go. All right. I have a signed Keon Coleman jersey that I'm giving away and also a signed Dalton Kincaid rookie card. I'm Bill's Mafia Santa Claus this year, folks. And if you want to be a part of my giveaways, all you need to do is simply just be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. Yeah. And that's how you do it. It's easy as pie, baby. It's easy as pie. So we can make that happen. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out a couple of other things that I wanted to look at. And obviously, we need to start off with the quarterback. We know him very well. His name is Patrick Mahomes, right? Pat Mahomes, right? The Achilles in our heel, the 13-second conductor that ripped each and every single one of Buffalo Bills fans' hearts out in the playoffs a couple of years. And let's just say that he's been having a downish season, right? He's been having a downish season so far. He has 9 interceptions. He has 12 passing touchdowns, 2,208 passing yards out of 378 snaps by himself. All right. So really, when you end up looking over at Patrick Mahomes, he is winning. His team is winning in spite of his performance for the most part. But what makes him very effective, folks, is that he is making sure that the plays in the most important times, right? Like their offense, something I think you guys can appreciate, right? Middle of the pack basically everywhere except for one category. And can you guess what category that the Kansas City Chiefs are absolutely lethal? They are the number one team in the NFL. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it is. It's third down conversions. They are number one in the NFL. Everything else, middle of the pack. Third down conversions, they are absolutely deadly. Absolutely deadly. So he's making the plays when they absolutely need him. But anything in between third down conversions and even red zone, which they are actually pretty solid at, that's kind of where we are in the first place. But what's important is the premium stats for Patrick Mahomes, my friend, right? Let's go on ahead and check out a couple of things. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to go view and premium stats right over here. We're going to go Patrick Mahomes. Bang. This is where we like to see. We like to break this down based off of passing concepts in general, passing pressure, rushing direction, blocking, passing depth, etc. So we're going to learn everything that we need to about Patrick Mahomes during this next segment. Is the QB segment, baby. Let's go ahead and check it out real fast. Let me see. We have Joshua Otto is saying, please, it's Kermit the Frog. Remember, Kermit the Frog, we are taking a deep dive there. There's an offense, isn't that good, but keep him from running and keep him in the pocket. We have Trendy Astro. And do you think Patrick is due for a great game? I mean, listen, he always tends to have fantastic games against the Buffalo Bills. But one thing I will say is that Josh Allen also has incredible games against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just how it is. It is written in the stars when it happens. Greetings from Mexico City. I've been a couple of times in Buffalo, and my wife and I love the city, and the people, and the atmosphere is beautiful and insane at the exact same time. Jonathan, what is going on, man? Sincerely hope that you make your way back one of these days, my friend. I wish you were going to be here against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a game to never forget, for sure, but I'm sure that you guys are about to be absolutely going nuts wherever you intend on watching the game. Maybe it's at home, maybe you're going over to a bar or something like that, but go Bills. Absolutely insane how far Bills Mafia truly extends. We are going to have to see. Mahomes threw 40 times and only scored 16 last week. Buy stocks. Bills may just roll by 10. I'm absolutely loving it, guys. 308 of you in here, 188 on YouTube, 119 of you on X. Do me a favor. Smash that like button immediately, all right? Because I guarantee you that if I were to look at this YouTube video right now, like there would be some number that would really piss me off. There has to be like 60 like buttons smashed right now, or 69 is what I'm guessing. We have to pump this up, boys, to 150. Make it happen. I need to go get a Zinachino because I got to lock in. I got to lock in real fast. I'll be right back. Don't sleep on the Zinachino, baby. I'm not promoting that, children. I am not promoting that, kids. Don't do it. Don't you dare put nicotine in your bottom or upper lip, baby. Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it. Anyway, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes real fast. We have Glenn saying, I believe the Bills will win this game, but the thing that scares me is neither team really needs this game. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, so I'll be honest with you, Glenn. I have been battling back and forth, and I have been saying, like, yes, I want to win because some like little Chiefs fans have been hopping in my DMs and calling me a moron. So I think I just kind of want to laugh in their faces. I think that's really one of the only things that I really want to accomplish from this. I feel like it really wouldn't change my perspective on the team, right? I don't know. So let's put it this way. Say the Buffalo Bills win and say the Buffalo Bills lose. I really don't think like my mindset would really be changed very much, in my opinion. Sorry, playing Black Ops 6 Zombies. Forgot to like. Josh, it's completely fine, man. I appreciate that. Kids get hooked. No, Poe. Don't listen to him. FYI, I'm opening the video on YouTube on my phone, automatically leaves the live comments and hides the like button. Have to close the chat to see it. Could be a big reason why low likes. I like that. YouTube, we got to be better about it, folks. We got to be better about it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But anyway, folks, this is what we have to take a look at. What I have right here are the advanced statistics of what we are anticipating from Patrick Mahomes. We already know what kind of quarterback this guy is. He's twitchy. He can extend plays. Doesn't really matter about what sort of offensive line he is going to be without. Runs around. His wide receivers typically just go on ahead and they improvise routes after a while. If the play is really, truly broken down, it's very difficult to defend. We already know that. But I think we can get a good understanding of what we have seen from Patrick Mahomes so far this year. Okay. Surprisingly enough, has only had 8 big time throws all season. And by big time throws, I'm talking really stretching the field. I'm talking like a 30, 40-yard pass downfield to one of his receivers. Absolutely game breaking. So what does that tell me? And I feel like we'll probably end up understanding this too. His yards per attempt on average is only about 7.1. So I wouldn't call him dink and dunk, but like he loves taking the things underneath. And what makes me happy about this is that now we have a healthy Bernard, who is stellar in pass coverage. We have Taron Johnson, stellar in pass coverage. And then we also have Benford and, of course, Rasul Douglas on the outside, which I like. So he's probably going to have to extend and play outside of the numbers. Maybe go on ahead and have a hell of a lot more of his attempts to sort of go from here. So maybe we see a bit more of like 10.4 yards per attempt, right? Maybe we're going to be seeing more of that like he did against the Baltimore Ravens, attempting to really go on ahead and try and stretch the field, which is great because that also gives a lot of opportunities for the Buffalo Bills to potentially take the ball away, which would be ideal. But 7.1 yards per attempt is something to pay attention to. He's completing 69.5% of his passes, something to think about. This is what I like seeing. I love seeing big-time throws, and big-time throws meaning that he is like absolutely throwing a moon ball or a piss missile 40 yards downfield outside of the numbers to one of his receivers for a touchdown, right? Not many of these, right? Most he has thrown all games has been about 2. I have a feeling we're going to see about 3 or 4. That is my gut feeling from what we're going to see from this guy. His turnover-worthy plays are sitting at 8. His turnover-worthy play percentage is at 2.1. He has 9 picks. So one of those picks more than likely was just a complete fluke. It was tipped at the line, et cetera, et cetera. He's been like not reckless with the football, but he's going out there and he's saying, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go on ahead and heave this out and make my wide receivers make a play. So that's what we're expecting from this guy so far. Average depth of target is sitting at about 6.3. All right. And we're going to understand this once we end up getting to the overall like passing chart of where he likes throwing the football. I'm going to automatically assume vast majority of the attempts are going to be right smack dab in the middle from 0 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. All right. Moving from there, 10 drops. His receivers have dropped the football 10 times so far this season, averaging about 1 per game. So these wide receivers are catching the football at a pretty consistent rate. All right. So this is what I like taking a look at. He's been sacked 20 times. He has been sacked 20 times, folks. I have seen far worse numbers. Trust me. All right. But he can get got. All right. Defensive pressure is 111. 111. And the most pressures he received was against New Orleans, then 17 against Denver, and then afterwards he had the LA Chargers, gave him 15, and then Tampa Bay also ended up giving him about 12. So we have been seeing some defensive pressures from the guy. So something to put out there. Is this a game, for the love of God, Von Miller can actually make some moves here? Can Gregory Rousseau make some moves? Because Von Miller actually was the second highest PFF graded player on the field against the Indianapolis Colts last week. So we need somebody from this defensive line to step up. There's absolutely no questions. Absolutely zero questions when it comes into it. Hold on, folks. I have a little business I have to attend to here for a second. Hold up. By the way, fun fact. Hey, bro, here are the graphics, IG Reel, community post, Twitter post. This is the link to the show. Please add the link to the show, also the community post, also in the description. Call to action. Are you ready? Thursday at 4 p.m. EST, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, great. I am actually about to be on a debate show with a Kansas City Chiefs fan tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST. I really hope each and every single one of you are able to join because I'm going up against RGR Chiefs. Very good guy, great content. He's very knowledgeable, but I want to kick his ass. All right. I do want to kick his ass. All right. So mark your calendars directly after BetUS TV's The Huddle. I am about to be going up against a Chiefs fan for a debate show for about a half hour. And I hope each and every single one of you can join and root me on, baby, because we have some things to talk about for sure. But back to where we are. Like I said, he's been pressured 111 times. He's been sacked 20 times. What does that mean? He's getting the ball out relatively fast once he starts to feel pressure. And we all know that he's a scrambler, right? He has 24 scrambles where he's been able to knock that out. And he's taking about 2.7 seconds to throw the football. That is a considerable amount of time, folks. That is a considerable amount of time. Long time. No excuse. Sack that fool. For the love of God. John Mitchell, 30,500 looks at your rating. Dan, you are doing a good job. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Guys, listen, our goal, 50,000 subscribers by the end of the regular season. I know it's a lofty one, but hey, we shoot for the stars over here, baby. That's what we do. And the Walrus always calls vanilla plays against us in a regular season. I have never heard Andy Reid be referred to as a walrus, but I absolutely love it. He saves the spices for the playoffs. Dan, this will be the Josh Allen MVP game, just as last year when Lamar beat the 49ers. That game decided the MVP race. Allen will go off against the undefeated Chiefs and cement the MVP. LJ, man, making it happen. Speak it into existence, baby. Chiefs got a cakewalk schedule. They do. This may very well be the Chiefs' only loss this year if we end up pulling it off. If we pull it off, then this will be the only loss that they have. Chiefs got a cakewalk schedule. We have Edward rolling on in the chat. Interesting stat I heard about Rousseau. When he was off the field for the Bills defense, Jonathan Taylor ran 8 times for 106 yards. When Rousseau was on the field with the D, Taylor ran 13 times for 8 yards. He's wonderful at setting the edge, man. He's wonderful at setting the edge. I wish we had 2 more of them. And to be honest with you, I have. John Reeves, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. Dan, and so do you think the Chiefs will be 17-0? Say that they win on Sunday, maybe. I miss Dan. Where did she go? I miss Dan. Where did she go? Oh, man. Joshua Richardson, cooking would be great. We have William. I think Chiefs will drop their game to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that would be pretty interesting. But, guys, we have a pretty good understanding of what we are seeing from Patrick Mahomes to begin with right over here, right? So we have the time to throw, which is going to be about 2.77 seconds. Not a lot of big time throws. His average depth of target is sitting at about 6.3. He's been pressured 111 times. He's been sacked 20 times. Most sacks he ended up getting against was Denver, LAC, and then San Francisco, where he ended up getting about 2 after the fact. And then the team that only pressured him, 8 times. So the worst amount of pressure had to go against Cincinnati. And we know Cincinnati just hasn't been doing a good job at getting to the quarterback all year. So that shouldn't be a surprise at the end of the day. Shouldn't be a surprise. All right. Let's get this done. We have Nabil is coming on in. And so do you think Brady pulls out all the stops on play calling this game, or do you think he holds some stuff back for a potential playoff matchup? I sincerely hope that he does. And maybe I'm just freaking out over it. But like something in the back of my head has been saying, you know what? I feel like we show all of our cards during this regular season game. And as Kevin said, when he ended up rolling into this stream a bit earlier in the week, passing concepts, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I really hope that we don't have to deal with that. And I really hope we keep a few things close to the vest. But this is what we have to understand from Patrick Mahomes, all right? Like what is he doing? What does he like to do right now, folks, right? Play action. Only 23.7% of the dropbacks, 85 in total. His completion percentage is 71.1, 658 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Screen game has only had 55 screens so far. So he's doing, I would say, a considerable amount of streams, 15%. We should expect some sort of wide receiver screen, maybe some swing passes from the overall guy from there. So something we have a good thing, somewhat a play action heavy team, screens every now and again. Now let's check out pressure. Let's check out pressure. What are we doing right now? All right. When he is pressured, which is about 31% of the time so far, he is only completing 50.6% of his passes when he is pressured. And that's the case for every quarterback in the NFL. Obviously, you're going to be bad. All right. Basically ends up completing 50.6% of his passes when he is pressured, but that is the case for every QB in the NFL. When he's blitzed, 71.4. I had somebody in here yesterday, I want to say, said, Dan, should we blitz Patrick Mahomes? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What the Buffalo Bills need to do with a quarterback like this, and this is going to be my analysis for each and every single Bills-Chiefs matchup for the remainder of time, as long as Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. You do not take guys out of coverage. We have to get to him with only a 4-man pass rush. We have to get to him. No questions asked. No Bernard blitzes. No Rasul Douglas blitzes because he's going to be on Xavier Worthy. No Benford blitzes whatsoever. Keep everybody in coverage. Everybody in coverage. Do not blitz Patrick Mahomes. That's number one. And then now we end up getting into passing depth, which is probably my personal favorite thing. And then this is where he likes to throw the football, folks. He absolutely loves going outside of the numbers, but he's not going deep outside of the numbers. 20 plus outside the numbers, we're not seeing that, okay? But on the right side, this is going to be Christian Benford's area, folks. Something to consider. This is going to be a Patrick Mahomes honeypot, his favorite place on the face of the planet. 10 plus yards down on the right. This is going to be Christian Benford, and this is also going to be our good friend DeAndre Hopkins. This is going to be a massive matchup. Is Benford going to have a game? He's going to be targeted quite a bit. Pat Mahomes is going to test him. He's also going to test our middle linebackers. He's going to be testing Bernard. He's going to be testing Dorian Williams. He's going to be testing Dorian Williams here. He's going to be testing Benford. Out on the left side, this is typically where Xavier Worthy lines up. This is going to be Rasul Douglas country right here. Not as much of a target as Benford is going to see, but Rasul Douglas will get his share. And then behind the line of scrimmages, this is basically swing passes right here, folks. 13 for 13, 13 for 14 after the fact. This is basically what we're going to be looking at right here. So something to consider. Something to consider when it comes in from these passes. So this is what we should be seeing from Patrick Mahomes. Now what is more important is that we need to check out the Kansas City Chiefs offense in general. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up real fast. I'm going to check out the lineup. And this is PFF, by the way, guys. In case any of you guys are absolutely football aficionados and you want to get like real-time stats, understand exactly what makes a defense or offense tick, I highly recommend this. This is not a paid opportunity. This is just something that I highly recommend. I love it. It's like $20 a month, but for all of you football nerds and aficionados, we're going to have to take a look right here. But we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the offense. We have Hopkins, who Benford is likely going to be on. We have Worthy, who Rasul Douglas is likely going to be on. And then Watson, who is likely going to be a Taron Johnson matchup. Maybe Taron Johnson ends up taking on Kelsey. We're going to have to see there. Otherwise, we're going to see Bernard, or we are going to see Dorian Williams on top of Kelsey in pass coverage by itself. But one thing I like taking a look at here is, what are we seeing from Kareem Hunt, right? Let's go ahead and check out his premium stats for Kareem Hunt, because I always like getting a good understanding. Kareem Hunt. Let's take a look at this fool for a second. And let's go into rushing. Okay. Let's check it out. This is who we are likely going to be facing. I think Pacheco is not going to play. He's only had 6 games so far to play. So let's see. We have yards after contact. He's at 2.36. Yards after contact in general, 295, 2.36 on average. His longest run was only 15 yards, folks. 10 plus. He's only had 5. So he is a slowly chip away sort of running back. A lot of zone run schemes, somewhat of a gap scheme to get that after the fact. And then first downs, he's collected about 25. 15 targets, he's caught about 14 of them, 116 yards after the case, and we'll go from there. All right, so 6 games is a small sample size, but what we get based off of what we're seeing right now, folks, is that he averages 2.36 yards after contact. Finish our tackles. Dorian Williams, crush him. Bernard, crush him. Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, for the love of God, make some tackles. Shed the blocks. Do what you have to do here. We have rushing direction. Where does our guy like to go, folks? Where does our guy like to go? He seems to be a pretty well-balanced running back. He runs all over in between the offensive line, regardless of what we're seeing. Right now, we see 24 right ends, so he likes going outside of the offensive line, right outside of the tight end. So that means we need Gregory Rousseau to do his thing, set the edge, and take care of that. That's his honeypot right there. We also have 21 left end. Exact same thing when it comes into Von Miller. Set the edge, take care of the run. Bernard and Dorian Williams, have a damn day, because we need you to have a damn day. It's just how all of this works out at the end of the day. So this is what we're expecting from Kareem Hunt. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the offensive line. Because we know, folks, we absolutely know that Creed Humphrey is probably the best center in all of football. Great at pass blocking. Great at run blocking. He's the best center in the NFL. No questions asked. Talk about making it happen. We have Charles Patterson is coming in saying, hey, Dan, any word on Amari Cooper? Still questionable. We're going to be getting the official injury report later in the afternoon. I will be live later this afternoon to break all of that down for us. But now I want to get a good understanding of who is quite literally the reason why Patrick Mahomes has been getting pressured. Okay, we have Wayne Morris, 58.1 pass block grade. That's not ideal. Run block grade, 54.7. Who's going to be that matchup? Let's go ahead and check this out. Buffalo Bills. Look at this. It's going to be Gregory Rousseau, who's going to be on him. So expect a massive game from him. Maybe Von Miller at the end of the day. And then A.J. Epinesa against Taylor. His pass block grade is pretty decent, but maybe Von Miller can step up. But the interior of the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, very good. You have Tooney, who's one of the best left guards in the business. And then you have Trey Smith, pass block grade. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing right now. Let's go ahead and knock that out, folks. So that's basically what we're anticipating from this offense. And then, like I've told you a couple of times, from this overall offense, solid run attack, solid offensive line, still getting pressures, but he is the weak link. He is the weak link when it comes into pass pressure, and so is this guy. Run block, not so much. So the keys for the Buffalo Bills defense to get the most out of the Kansas City Chiefs offense is going to be, my friends, we need organic pressure. Okay, do not blitz. Keep everybody possible in coverage at this point, because now we have the personnel to get this done. We don't have A.J. Klein out at middle linebacker anymore, right? We really, really don't. My guess that we have Benford and Hopkins. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. We need Benford to lock this guy down. Need to take advantage of this. Number 2, second key, when it comes into coverage, press Xavier Worthy. Press this kid. He weighs 172 pounds. That's a lie. He weighs like 160. Press him, especially when you go to Rasul Douglas. Where's he at? 6'2", 209 pounds. Be physical with Xavier Worthy. Press him on the line. Don't let him get off. He's going to win eventually. Obviously, don't do any defensive holding, but at the exact same time, if we can bully him, press him at the line, don't allow him to get off. It doesn't even need to be for the entire snap. Just make sure that it is past the time that Patrick Mahomes ends up looking his way. So give me press man coverage with Douglas on Worthy. Benford needs to go on ahead and just stay with Hopkins. He's not very fast. He's a good route runner, but Benford has been doing wonderful against a lot of wide receivers so far this year. He's one of the top into preventing separation, so I like this matchup right here. And then Bernard is likely going to be on our good friend Travis Kelce. Those right there are the matchups. Number 3, set the edge, or 3, set the edge. Need Gregory Rousseau, as somebody eloquently put out earlier in the chat when Gregory Rousseau was out there and Jonathan Taylor tried running right outside of the tight end, outside of the offensive line. He held him to 8 yards, but when he wasn't out there, it was over at 100. I think Rousseau needs to have close to 80 to 90% of the snaps. I honestly think that Rousseau needs to have 80 to 90% of the snaps. Prevent that. Set the edge. Do what we have to do. And number 2, let Patrick Mahomes, Number 4, let Patrick Mahomes shoot himself in the foot. Has 9 interceptions so far this year. He's going to make mistakes. Pressure, get him down when you can, and then make it happen. So now it comes down into the Buffalo Bills offense, baby. Let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy real fast. Have to watch out for this guy, Chris Jones. Solid pass rush at 90.8. He's going to be an absolute dog. It's going to be him and Osiris Torrance, and then also McGovern. Okay, they are probably going to be picking up some double teams from Jones. So they are going to be very busy. Thank God Josh Allen is a mobile quarterback. He will be able to extend the plays if at all necessary. Spencer Brown is next. Okay, he's going to be going up against Karlaftis. So we are going to really make sure that this guy is taken care of. Second-year player. Has been very good. Pass rush is still up there. Has a couple of sacks already on the season. And then Deion Dawkins has our good friend right here, Mike Dana, who indeed is not a pass rush aficionado, if you will. So one key for the Buffalo Bills offensive line, actually. No penalties. For the love of God, please limit the penalties. I'm looking at you, Deion Dawkins. I'm looking at you, Spencer Brown. Our tackles have been adding hundreds of yards that we shouldn't need to get. Hundreds of them. Dawkins, Spencer Brown, do me a favor. No false starts. No holdings. Because, look, we've seen some of these officials, folks. So we've seen some of these officials throw flags for ghost holdings, ghost false starts. Let's not give them an opportunity of doing that. All right? Let's not add any extra to our plate, if you will. So please, offensive line, make sure you have an answer for Jones. I'm going to call for double teams on Torrance and McGovern after the fact. Make sure that Spencer Brown can go ahead and take care of Karlaftis. Maybe Dawson Knox is also going to be put into that. I mean, shit. Worst case scenario, have Dawson Knox right on the field at all times. Run 12-man sets. Run Quentin Morris and Dawson Knox out there and have Ray Davis be the primary back because he's a hell of a lot better of a blocker. He's a hell of a lot better of a blocker than James Cook. Have Ray Davis out there for that. As far as Amari Cooper, we still have no idea of whether or not that he is going to play. I certainly hope that he will, but we'll see what McDermott has to do. We have Mac Hollins. He's going to be going up against this guy right here, Johnson. His coverage grade is absolutely pitiful at 47.4. And then when you go to Hollins, his receiving grade's at 58.7. So maybe he'll be able to make some moves there. We have Shakir, who is going to be interesting. He is more than likely going to be covered by, here, let me go to nickel real fast. He's likely going to be covered by Connor, Chamari Connor at 70.8. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. And then we also have Bolton, who is a linebacker. He is solid at picking up the run and picking up screens. And so is Drew Tranquil. Okay. But he is absolutely god-awful in coverage. So when this happens, I think what the Buffalo Bills need to do, and this is a hot take, obviously, I don't see us having a lot of success with the wide receiver screens this game. I don't. I don't see us having a lot of success with that, especially with these two, Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquil. They're absolutely god awful in pass coverage, I can tell you that. But if it is in front of them, especially with these wide receiver screens, if we end up blocking some sort of block or like messing up some sort of block at the end of the day, it's going to be absolutely destroyed behind the line of scrimmage. So what Josh Allen needs to do, I want you to absolutely pick on Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquil in the middle of the field. I want Khalil Shakir to have a day right in this area. I want Khalil Shakir to have a day. I want Dawson Knox to have a day right here. I want us to destroy the seam routes as well, because these guys right here are absolute liabilities when it comes into coverage. Okay, you have Justin Reed, who I suppose is somewhat decent. And then you also have Brian Cook, coverage grade 55.7. So please destroy with slants right in the middle of the field. Please attack the linebackers. Destroy the seam, because I don't trust these safeties if at all necessary. I'm talking 3 receivers over here. I'm talking 1 single receiver over to the left. This team can get got in the pass game. This team can get got in the pass game. This is going to be a Josh Allen throw all over the damn field sort of game if we want to win, because it can get got. And I know we're going to try to establish the run, but this is not the team to establish the run against. They are top 3 in every single rushing category. And when you see a team that is top 3 in the rushing category, also keep in mind they're probably, it's basically saying the exact same thing, that they are top 3 in defending the screen. So that whole like cute little screen game to Shakir, that screen game right over to Hollins, right over to Dawson Knox, etc. I don't trust the screen game against this team. Have to pick on the middle of the field. Have to pick on the seam, and then hopefully Amari Cooper is out there where he can ultimately end up having a day as well. So keys for the Buffalo Bills offense. Number 1, Deion Dawkins, Spencer Brown. Please no holdings. Please no holdings. We're probably going to get some bullshit holdings anyway, but make sure we don't add extra, because I'm not sure if you guys ended up seeing this, and I hate being that guy, but the referee for this game's name is Lan Clark. Every time Lan Clark has refereed a Kansas City Chiefs game, that Chiefs team has won 5-0. Last year in 2023, only 25% of the home teams ended up winning when Lan Clark was the referee. I hate to scare you on that, but it's true. It's true. I'm not saying that it's on purpose. I'm just telling you what the data says. And the data suggests last year in 2023, only 25%, only a quarter of the games that he was refereeing last year in 2023 came out as a win for the home team. Something to consider. Also, out of every single game that he has refereed while the Kansas City Chiefs have been playing, they are 5-0. And remember, a singular referee squad and assignment very rarely referees the same team twice. So when I say 5-0, I mean that they are 5-0, 1 game per year for the past 5. So something to consider there. So don't shoot ourselves in the damn foot. So that is number 1. No holding calls. Don't add any more than we're already going to get. Number 2, I want this passing game right here. Do not run screens. Do not run screens. This is not the team you run screens against. They are going to shut that down immediately, especially with these linebackers. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. They are built for run-stopping linebacker play. Spags is going to completely erase that from our playbook. However, what he can erase is all 4 of these guys' inability to be relevant in coverage. What Spags cannot erase is both of these linebackers and both of these safeties' inability to defend the pass. So I need Josh Allen to attack right here in the middle of the field, target Shakir early and often, target Dawson Knox, target Quentin Morris. I want 12-man personnel. I want it for extra blocking purposes and also more artillery to defend the middle of the field. Run seams seems right up here. Test Tranquil. Test Reed. Because you can win. McDuffie is going to be the only one that I'd say that really scares me. Is McDuffie. So something to think about. All right. So now it comes time into my final score prediction, folks. What's my final score prediction for the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs? So I think it's going to be a close game. Give me Buffalo Bills 28. Give me Kansas City Chiefs 27. Yep. Buffalo Bills 28. And the Kansas City Chiefs 27. And I think it's going to be a game-winning field goal from Tyler Bass. It's going to be a heart attack game. Y'all are going to see me pacing back and forth in this office right here when Tyler Bass is lining up for like a 46-yard attempt. I'm going to be freaking out. And that's basically how that all kind of plays out. I am curious of what the weather is going to be like in Buffalo. Let's check it out. I think last time I checked, it's supposed to be like perfect football weather. But let me see. Things can change, especially being in Buffalo. Being from Buffalo, I can tell you, all right? Things can change in a jiffy. Let me see. All right. So my computer was taking a shit there for a second. All right. There you go. I want Shutterfly. That's what I want. All right. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, NY, baby. Talk to me. All right. On, where's that today? All right. Sunday, 56 degrees, 47 for a low, cloudy. A 10% chance of precipitation. So, should be an overcast day, not freezing. I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Folks, I do want to remind each and every single one of you that this game or this stream is sponsored by BetUS, all right? Matching 150% of your first deposit all the way up to $2,000 as long as you use code YouTube150, and they're also matching 125% of your second and your third deposits. Highly recommend you go on ahead and check these guys out because it's the number one sports book in the face of the planet, baby. And as we can see, we have all of the odds. I did just end up saying 28 to 27. I'm going to double check. I think that means the over. It does mean the over. 28 to 27. I'm going to take the over on this game as well. Let me know what you think your best bets will be. And let me show a little love to the chat real fast. See what they got to say. KC is a cold weather team, so it won't really affect the weather. It will be none. I was more concerned about the wind, so to be completely honest with you, but from what I understand, I don't think wind will be much of a factor. Aren't you down here in Florida? I am, my friend. I am in the Panhandle. I am in basically southern Alabama at that point. Yes, sir. I am in Florida. We need Rousseau to sweep the leg. No mercy. JK. 2 sacks would be nice. Go Bills. He's been sacked 20 times. He's been pressured 111. Don't blitz Mahomes. That right there is probably the biggest thing I think we can all learn. How do you like my Buffalo Bills Thor hammer? I named it Marvelous after Marv Levy. I absolutely love it, Charles Patterson. I wish that I had one of my own. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. W for the Bills. Hip hop is coming in and making it happen. Folks, please sound off in the chat right now. Give me your final score predictions, hot takes, and keys to victory. Give me your keys to victory, guys, because like I said, I always like coming together on these streams. I yap for a little bit, but then I want to hear exactly what you guys think. Like, what do you think are the keys for the Buffalo Bills to win, either offensively or defensively? Sound off. I'm really, really curious to see what you guys got. My weather app is on point. LOL. We got Blair coming on in. Ty Johnson game, maybe. He's received most pass protection assignments. Listen, we need extra blockers out there. Yeah, we need extra blockers for this team. Bills win 66-0 or 42-19. Holy shit. I love that. If it's 28 to 27, I may die. So goodbye, friends. Laura, you and me both. Most definitely. I'm not sure that I would be able to see that football either go through the uprights, wide right or wide left, because I would probably die of cardiac arrest as he was lining up. We have Chiefs 36, Bills 36, Chiefs 32. Walter Chambers is rolling on in. Taron Johnson, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. He's the best slot corner in football. There's no questions about that. Limit the freaking penalties. Katie, yes. For the love of God. Listen, I love Deion Dawkins. I love Spencer Brown, but they have been false start and holding machines. And even Osiris at Torrance, bro, like he's been doing the exact same thing. He's been driving me crazy. Please, for the love of God, stay disciplined. Get Cooper involved early. Let's hope that he's available. Buffalo Bills will destroy them. Get ready. We got whiskey in the chat, man. Look at that. Buffalo needs to play a tight game and keep potential penalties to a minimum. Lock Kelsey down. Pressure Mahomes with 4. Absolutely love that, Pete Kimmel, because we were hammering down on that a couple of minutes ago, right? Don't blitz him. Don't you dare take anybody out of coverage. We need Bernard against Travis Kelsey, because I know we all remember what A.J. Klein did against Travis Kelsey last year in the playoffs. Now we actually have a formidable matchup, somebody that I think that can go toe-to-toe with the guy. Love Taron Johnson. Love Taron Johnson right against Watson. Best slot corner in the game. Love that matchup. I love Christian Benford against DeAndre Hopkins. He completely erased him during the Tennessee Titans game. And some people might be like, well, Dan, he was with the Tennessee Titans. What are you talking about? There's certain physicality matchup points that transition over to regardless of what team you're on. I love Andy Reid. I love his ability to scheme wide receivers open. But at the end of the day, sometimes it always goes down into personnel versus personnel. And Benford is a better cornerback than DeAndre Hopkins is a wide receiver today. So I like that matchup. I like Rasul Douglas against Xavier Worthy. I love Rasul Douglas against Worthy. Press that fool, dude. Like, dude's 160 pounds, and Rasul Douglas is at 205. If Worthy can't get off of the line, and listen, I'm sure that they'll probably try and scheme him open with some like pre-snap motions or something along those lines. That might hurt us, but just do what you can do, right? And so I'm not even going to go out there and say that I think that we're going to stop the Kansas City Chiefs run attack, because I think that they will actually succeed in the run. I do think that Kareem Hunt is going to do some things. I do think that Worthy is probably going to have a couple of rushing attempts, maybe a couple of jet sweeps that we're going to be punching holes in our drywall over. But we just need to take care of business from the offensive side of the ball, right? Like we need an absolute defensive masterpiece. This is something I'm about to say, right? Because you've heard me say this a couple of times. Either Kelsey or D-Hop will eat. So bro is sleeping on Christian Benford. Bro is sleeping on the corner that held Tyreek Hill to 20 yards in week 2. And no, Benford was not out there when we played last time, by the way. Fun fact. Benford's going to come back out. He's going to lock down D-Hop. Bernard, maybe he does. Maybe he does get got by Travis Kelsey. But I'll tell you what, 110%, I pick Bernard way more than A.J. Klein over Travis Kelsey. That's a massive upgrade. Our linebacker room going up against Travis Kelsey, I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than I did in the playoffs last week. No qualms about it. We have Bill Stampede, $20 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Dan, love the show. You are wrong about the Bills not being able to beat the Ravens. They won because they were in a must-win mode, and we were missing linebackers. Mahomes has the rest. 54 interceptions turned back by flags. Absolutely ridiculous. Bill Stampede's coming on in. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I want blood as well. And so I do want blood. And I do understand that context is certainly important. I think that we would have gotten a couple of more stops if, for example, we had Taron Johnson back out there, if we had Bernard, if we had Matt Milano. I totally agree, right? I think my concern is that I'm going in with the false notion that we are going to have a fully healthy defense if we end up facing them again in the playoffs, right? I think that's my concern, is that I'm just like, what has this team proven to me that we're going to be fully healthy on the defensive side of the ball once the playoffs come around. So I think that's kind of like where my mindset is. But I do agree. Yeah, I certainly do agree right there. And I know, lock down Patrick Mahomes, make him look dumb. All right? Pick him off twice. I want 2 picks. And then shout out to my guy. Okay, we have either Kelsey or let me see this. Okay, so imagine Miami versus Bills in London have to do an event. 35-3 said by Dan, and TD accidentally removed all of the mods. All right. I did not say 35-3. I said that's what I would love. That would be a pipe dream. 28-27. Bills Chiefs. Oh, man. I'm feeling it already. We have Zach Barker is coming in. It's going to be a shootout, Dan. 42-31 Bills way. Darlene doesn't have shit on JA17. Cooper is going to ball out and Ray Davis 2+ touchdowns. I love it. Speak it into existence for the love of God. I can't wait to be at Highmark Stadium this Sunday. I get to watch the gun show up close and personal. Behind the field goal in the 100s. Go Bills. Aaron, have a damn good time. And make sure you take pictures and tag me on X, bro. Take pictures, tag me on X, bro. I got to see it. I want to live vicariously through all of you. Bills had the best offseason defensive personnel reset in the league. I agree. Taron Johnson just won Defensive Player of the Week. Well-deserved. He's the best slot corner in the NFL. This is the first time we're playing the Chiefs, and if we win, it's great, but still doesn't matter unless we do it in the postseason. Hey, listen, 110%. See, I totally agree with you, but like me personally, I have stopped looking too far in the future, right? Because as the age-old quote says, right? People that live in the future have incredible anxiety, and people that live in the past are more prone to be depressed. It's the people that live in the present that are truly happy. So what I've been trying to train my brain to do is just to look specifically at the game that is ahead of us. And the game that is ahead of us is the Week 11 matchup on November 17th against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I totally understand the sentiment. I have felt that way for quite some time. But we are only as good as our next game, folks. This Buffalo Bills team is only as good as their next game, and that's all I'm training myself to think like for the remainder of the season. That's how it works. Poe P, I think this is the week Rasul finally hangs onto an interception. Wouldn't that be ideal? We hit 30, we win. Did you see Miami picked up Terrell Dotson? I did. Rasul is like Cook. You just don't like catching TD passes. I'd like to actually win the number 1 seed for once and actually be the contenders I know we can be. Nara is saying, I feel like as long as we play a clean game, we got it. Mistakes are going to be everything in this game. Please play clean, for the love of God. Dan, people think the Bills would be the underdogs in this game, but y'all will make the Chiefs strike out this game. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw 3 picks in this game, and the Bills will win by a lot. I would love that. Dan is the only Buddhist-minded Bills fan. What's that mean? Buddhist-minded Bills fan. Someone that's at peace. So what are other Bills fans like, bro? Let me know. I think getting Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson back in the building helps bring that nasty back to the D-line, and I think it's a great pickup until everybody is healthy. I love the pickup. I really did. Josh, 2 running touchdowns, 2 through the air, and Davis or Cook, 1 on the ground, or Kincaid. Unfortunately, I don't think Kincaid's going to be playing, but we're still waiting on the first injury report later this afternoon. Good for Miami. They still have to take on Dotson's contract, and they're still 3-6. Matthew C. Miami will grab any of our leftovers. Nara is coming in saying, it's cold, but sun's out, which is always fun. Always a beautiful thing. Hey, Dan, what do you think about the Bills extending Douglas? Absolutely loved it, my friend. Absolutely loved it. Hold on, man. Was this recent? Let me see. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the world of the Buffalo Bills chatter right now. All right, folks. So we have 400 of you in here rocking with me right now. 208 of you on YouTube. 191 of you on X. Do me a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. We want 50,000 subscribers by the end of the regular season. And that way, y'all will be a part of my giveaways. All right. I am giving away a Josh Allen rookie card this week. If you want to be a part of the giveaways, you have to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. So I'm really only talking to 191 of you on X. So if you want to be a part of that, have to be a subscriber, baby. make it happen. One more rushing touchdown, and Josh passes OJ Simpson as number 2 rushing touchdown. Pretty clean at home blowout. It's a beautiful thing. What a day, folks. What an absolute day. All right. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of Down Mafia Live. All right, guys, I'm live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5:15 p.m. EST. I'm bringing you all of the latest news, predictions, you name it, about your favorite football team and the NFL as well. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you later on BetUS TV's The Huddle. See you guys soon. Love y'all.